Hi, I'm Danielle from Wendell Woodworks. So every year I like to make a new unique ornament to give to my family, and this year I wanted to try out compound cut on the scroll saw. So this means that I'll be starting with approximately a 2x2 inch block and cutting a design from both sides to make a more 3D ornament. Featuring the nativity in some way is important to me, so I chose to feature the manger, and I tried multiple designs, but ultimately I decided on a tree with a star and the manger underneath. So I have this pattern in the video description down below for you to print off. For the wood, you can always buy a 2x2 inch poplar block at your local Lowe's or Home Depot, but I actually have some 2-inch cutoff from reclaimed wood, so I'm going to use this chunk of old oak. I'm going to attach my pattern by applying some transfer tape on first and then gluing the pattern on. It's really important to make sure that the front and the side patterns are lined up. So I just line up the bottom of each pattern with the flat bottom edge of the block so I know that the patterns are starting at the same point. Now I'm going to drill my pilot holes, 2 on the front for the star and the inside of the tree, and 1 on the side. I'm going to do all my inside cuts first, but it doesn't really matter what side you start on. So for a blade, I went to grab a number 7 modified geometry blade, but unfortunately discovered that I was freshly out and I didn't want to wait, so I just grabbed a number 5. So the wood is thick and dense, but a number 5 modified geometry blade can still do this. That said, using a thinner blade, it's going to want to bevel more easily, so to counteract this, I'm just going to make sure that I go really slow and I give my blade some time to catch up. And I'm going to make sure that I'm not pushing the wood faster than it wants to go. I'm also going to avoid tight curves where it's most likely to bevel and just hit the corners from both sides. So here you can see how I just kind of loop around to get the corner instead of making a tight turn. After my inside cuts were done, I went ahead and I cut out the shape on the front side. It can come out, but I'm actually going to stick it back into the block and wrap some tape around it to reinforce it so it doesn't move while I'm cutting the side. I just grabbed some masking tape here that you can see the pattern through, but you can also use some clear tape. And then all that's left is the cut the side pattern. Moment of truth. It's gonna be all these extra pieces you can just discard. Woo! Still dusty. Oh my gosh. I love it! Because it's small and it's fragile, I opted not to use my orbital sander, but I did some light hand sanding with my micro zip sander and some sanding twigs. Once it was smooth and free of dust, I decided to oil it. And I use walrus oil just because it's non-toxic, so I have it upstairs in my office and can use my hands without worry. But for a longer lasting finish, I'd recommend a Danish oil. You can also use a polyurethane or whatever finish you prefer. Finally, I tied some leather ribbon in through the side and it was ready to hang. I really enjoyed making this one and I hope you guys do too. Thank you so much for watching and you can subscribe for some more tutorials. Happy scrolling and Merry Christmas.